Hogy bejöttünk most ide a nulltérbe, vagy mi a tököm ez? Térdel egy kör közepén, és körülötte vannak, hát... Én nem tudom, én nem így... Na mindegy. Hát ez én fantáziám.
This is what it looks like from the inside.
Surprised? I guess you're not all-knowing after all.
Let's say terrorist hideouts are not my department.
De.
But I know everything I need to know. Is this a family meeting? What a pity. I thought we were going to talk man to man, Professor Kaminyuk.
What the fuck? Why did you bring this asshole here? You were supposed to punish him for what he did, and then leave his corpse as an example.
My poor fellow. I suppose you expect me to acknowledge you and apologize for something I've done. Sadly, I am forced to disappoint you. I have no idea who you are, nor do I care.
I don't like this one bit. Let's put an end to this, and fast.
You should be careful with that one, Kaminyuk. Women are often far more cruel than men. I've seen her kind in... well, it hardly matters. What about you, old man? Still chasing ghosts? Did you ever find your mysterious Rat King?
Nem lehet neki hallgassuk és
Perhaps you should have
megöljük?
stayed in the institution. At least they kept you properly fed. Sashko Horobets. I admire your craft, but there's nothing I can do for you. Or your brother.
We'll see about that.
Are we done with introductions? Let's get to it then.
You seem to be the most reasonable of this gang of colorful misfits. I was hoping you and I could have a civilized conversation.
I know exactly what you're doing. It isn't particularly clever or original, and it's not going to work.
What am I doing? I am a professional who happens to be on the other side of the fence. Just a man trying to do his job. I have a nephew that I very much want to see.
Aha!
Go ahead and ask your questions. When you're satisfied, I'm sure we can come to some kind of arrangement.
Your nephew? Tell me about him.
He's 10 years old. He's from Magnitogorsk, like his father and me, and he's the smartest kid I know. I don't believe for one moment that you could harm him. It simply isn't your style, Professor. Besides, you don't even know where he is.
Do
Ó,
not
dehogy
assume
nem.
to know me, Kozlov. That would be a mistake.
Szóval az a kiskölök, akkor igen, jól gondoltam, hogy az ő unokaöccse. Illetve ilyen szituációban nem... Tehát, hogy ez már a második példa arra, hogy túl arrogáns a rosszabb helyzetben lévő karakter. Ami fura. Mert hogy nem logikus. Na, kérdezzük ki. Tatjana érdekel minket ugye a legjobban.
I'm only really interested in one thing. Where is Tatiana?
That ghost you're chasing. That pretty dream. I don't know what to tell you.
You're the head of security. Am I to believe you're not privy to everything that goes on at the power plant?
Professor Kaminyuk, listen. I am here to earn a little extra money so I can retire someplace nice and send my nephew to an Ivy League university.
Vagy hát
I have
sikert
zero
humor.
interest in anything that doesn't directly concern my men and my job.
You don't tell me. I swear.
I cannot tell you what I do not know, Professor. Semenov is the authority in this area. Talk to him if you want to know more about the experiments or this Tatiana girl.
Őszintén nem igazán hiszek neki.
Semenov may be the brain, but he isn't responsible for the atrocities in the zone. That's your doing.
You seem like a smart fellow, Kaminyuk. Why would you buy into this nonsense?
What do you mean?
Whatever Semenov told you, he is the real puppet master. He has great influence over the board.
The board?
The big money people in the tailored Italian suits. The people who make money by making money. Semenov convinced the board he's going to transform NAR into a $1 trillion business. To them, he's like an investment banker messiah.
Semenov isn't rounding people up and torturing them, filling mass graves with civilian corpses. That's you.
Well, naturally, you'll get a distorted view of what's going on when you only hear one side of the story.
Uh-huh. What's your side of the story then?
This is a war zone. I am responsible for keeping my men safe and doing my job. Some collateral damage is unavoidable in any
Hagyjuk
conflict.
már.
But trust me when I say I've already had a bellyful of civilian misery. I do my absolute best to keep their suffering to a minimum.
Hát nem tudom mennyire higgyünk neki.
Tell me about the experiments. What is Semenov doing in the lab?
I wish I could tell you, but as with tracking down trespassers, that is not my department. My task was to ensure Semenov could work undisturbed.
You lie. I've seen everything. I've even studied Chernobylite myself. How can you claim to know nothing about it?
I know about its applications, yes. I know that it can act as an unlimited energy source, that it can be used in transportation, medicine, and can even be weaponized. But I don't know any details about its implementation. I'm not a scientist, just an old soldier.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Look, I'm not a personal friend of Semenov. His findings may be profound, but at what cost? Remember, it was Semenov who botched the experiment that released the shadows into this world. Can you guess how many people I've lost fighting those things? Don't ask me where these creatures came from, because I have no idea. From a nightmare, perhaps. Semenov has a god complex. He believes he can advance the human race, a bold claim,
Ezt mondjuk
especially
mondta.
in this part of the world, no? We lived in the shadow of people who wanted to turn us simple bread eaters into angels for almost the entire century. But I've been around. I've seen things. So you can understand why I'm skeptical when I hear such claims.
Nem hülyeség, amit mond. Hát Atlas... Az bármelyik újat elvágni szívás. Amúgy.
How do I enter that power plant?
You're placing me in a very awkward position. You want me to divulge information that may lead to casualties among my men and the civilian staff.
You've got a real nerve talking to me about civilian casualties. I can't believe you would try that. Again. What is the password and response for accessing the power plant?
Don't be stupid. You and your merry band of trumps will never make it out of the power plant alive.
I don't care. Do you know where we are right now?
No. I don't understand it, this place. But let's skip the guessing game and you just tell me.
We are currently in the tunnel between two singularities. It's like a black hole, only smaller. This tunnel is a shortcut through time and space. Marvelous, isn't it? But to use it, you need to know how to enter and how to leave.
Ah, I see where this is going.
Itt hagyjuk, hogyha nem mondja meg.
I don't have to kill you. I can simply leave you here. But don't count on dying anytime soon. Time dilation will ensure that you don't. You will never see your nephew again. But perhaps I will release you to attend his funeral when he's died of old age.
I can see that your companion's cruel nature is beginning to rub off on you. Very well.
Are you ready to cooperate now? If you lie to me, I will return and it won't go well for you.
The call is, we quell the storm. The response, and ride the thunder.
Thank you. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. What to do with you now, eh?
It's too dangerous to let him live. I believe we already agreed on that.
Így van.
I want to ask him about wrestling fast.
He's mine. I want him to experience a slow descent into hell. Fucker!
He's just a tool of the Rat King. He told you everything of value already. Do not let this rodent roam free. He can still do great damage to our cause, more even than before.
Igen. Hát, hogy igen.
Sorry. I can't let you go.
You're making a mistake, Professor. One you will dearly regret.
Hát majd akkor visszajövünk, kész. Ja, hogy... Mihaillal rosszban vagyunk, már azt tudom. Tarakánnal javult. Most ez vajon azt jelenti-e, hogy akinek odadom, ő kedvelni fogja a döntésemet, mindenki más negatívan? Mert ha igen, akkor Mihailnak adom. Szerintem. Ja.
Mikhail, you deserve to have your revenge.
Thank you, my friend.
Mihail szeretni
You can
fogja.
go now.
Oké.
I can take it from here. Trust me.
God, no! This is... Please! I don't deserve this!
But you said you didn't remember who I was. Let's see if I can refresh your memory.
God damn you, Kaminyuk! Not this sociopath! I'm begging you! Kill me! Just kill me, please! Anyone!
Jaj. Nagyon jó. Ja, amúgy igen, tehát ez a része az okés volt, mert csak azt nem tudtam hirtelen fejből, hogy alapból kivel milyen viszonyban vagyok. Mert ugye, ahogy párbeszéd vagyok, nem tudom azt megnézni. De ahogy látom, nem vont le a többiektől, úgyhogy ez egy ingyen pont, nem tudom. Úgyis most jövünk haza, szépen megnézzük. Érezni kell. Egyszerűbb, hogyha előtte megnézhettem volna, vagy majd visszamegyek, aztán átírom, ha arról van szó. Mert ugye tudunk ilyet. Jó. Az agyunkat kicsit nyugtassuk meg. Nagyon jó. Pakoljunk le. Tankoljunk föl. Töltény. Ja nem, az töltény, az nem idevaló. De kell lesz. Itt elfogyott ez. Ja, kell gyártani. Fél kaja? Ha. Jó, nem, mint hogyha nagyon akarnék én itt már bárkivel csereberélni. Jó, ide még egy, ide 3, és gyártsunk még, ezt lerakjuk. Azt elbontjuk. Na, jó. Ja, nem kellett volna megkerüljem. Oké, ide. És te. Te és te. A bomba az annyi. Jó, nyilat kell gyártanom. Elsősegély csomagot. Hát az aksit azt szerintem hagyom. Az elsősegély csomag az itt lesz. Jó, nyíljon meg amott. Jó, a 8 az elég lesz szerintem. Nem toljuk túl. Oké, na úgy vagyunk a többiekkel, hogy mindenkivel jó vagy semleges. Hát ez zseniális. Hát ez zseniális. Jó. Akkor lehet, hogy az lesz, hogy elköltöm a szintjeimet. Hogy ezzel ne legyen gond. Ami azt jelenti, hogy inkább ez a kaja legyen Mihaillal. Hol vagy Mihail? Ott vagy.
Yo, Professor K-Dog!
Good day, Mikhail.
Ever heard of Kasparovsky?
Actually, yes. I was already living in the UK when he became famous.
When I was just a little shit, my auntie took me to Slavatich to see him. That's only 50 kilometers from
Szóval a
Chernobyl.
kis
He came to
szarcsíkbók.
perform psychic healing sessions for the liquidators.
Psychic healing my ass.
Why do you have to be like that, Igor? Why don't you try opening your mind? Just crack that solid steel
Elméd
the
vr.
tiniest bit and let the possibility of a miracle in.
It's just not my cup of tea. I deal with cold, hard facts.
Elméd
Everything else
vr.
is fantasy, or at best speculation.
But there are alternate worldviews and scientific theories, no?
No, there aren't. Unless you can prove something using the scientific method, it's no more than someone's opinion.
But maybe different scientific worldviews can somehow coexist. It's all in our minds, after all. Perhaps the Earth can be like a ball and like a pancake at the same time.
Earth is not a ball. It's a fucking oblate spheroid.
See, you're already coming up with alternate theories. Fucking A!
It's not an alternate theory.
I knew I could expand your worldview. I'm glad to have you as my friendo Igoro. But enough chit-chat. We got shit to do.
Öcsém.
Sure. Whatever you say.
Hát jó. Na,
Mikkel,
képezz ki.
you've been around. You could teach me something about surviving in the zone.
Abso-fucking-lutely I can. That's the smartest request you've ever made, Igor. Gathering and preparing herbs and mushrooms, scavenging for food, treating bullet wounds. I wouldn't last long in this shithole if it wasn't for my mad skills.
Nagyon ügyes vagy. Na, túlélésű. Látom, hogy egyiket ki tudjuk húzni. Nagyon jó.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Listen closely and don't interrupt. I'm gonna help you hone your survival instinct. Pretend like your life depends on it. On second thought, don't pretend. Take this shit seriously, got it?
Értem.
Alright then.
Oké.
You already know how to scout for useful herbs and mushrooms, eh? What you don't know is that the root of most plants can be eaten as well. If it's not rotten and you pull the plant out efficiently, you have a good chance of getting some free food. How fucking great is that? So, the more plants you gather, the better your chances of finding something edible. You try it now. I'm gonna give you 60 seconds to gather as many healing herbs and mushrooms as you can. Ready? Go!
Nem, a magyar fordítás az benne van a játékban. Tehát azon túl, hogy letöltöttem a játékot Steamről, feltöltöttem a játékot Steamről, és a beállításokba átkattintottam magyar nyelvre, nem csináltam vele mást.
40 seconds left! Run, Professor, run!
Ja, hogy most gyűjtögetnem kell mind a kettőből időre. Értem. Elég lesz ez neki?
Seconds! Scoop those green bastards up!
Ez nem fan. Ó, ott mennyi van? Na bazzeg. Na jó, nézzük meg, hogy elég lesz, most már nem érek vissza, de akkor tudom, hogy arra még messze vannak dolgok. Na. Na, nem lehet elvágni a torkát? Nem.
Only 10 seconds left!
Na.
Time's up! Come back, Igor! Let's see how you did! It's okay. I guess. You'll survive out there. Probably. Maybe. Anyways, that's it for now.
És akkor ezt még egyszer, hogy kimaxoljuk kvázi. Köszönöm, megtanultam az előnyt. Kiképzés. Így van. Ezt már mondtad. 4 pont. Kicsit soknak érzem, de legyen. És akkor marad az AK. Akkor valószínűleg az is ilyen 5-6 pont lesz.
What the fuck are we doing here again? Oh, right.
Oh, glad you remembered. Since you're the one who dragged me
Ó,
out
most
into
csak
the
dumálni
wilderness.
fog, jól van.
Listen carefully and don't ask questions if you don't want to hear the answers.
Why would I not want...
Don't interrupt! Where was I? Right. You'll need to master many vital skills in order to survive in the field. A true stalker needs to know how to fucking survive in the wilderness. And what's the most important secret of survival?
I have no idea, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Eating well. And you can only eat well if you know which mushrooms and herbs are edible. Also, don't drink irradiated water.
Well, that sounds
Ez
sensible.
hasznos.
I know, right? Of course, you may stumble upon magic mushrooms from time to time. It happened to my friend. He ingested too much psilocybin one night and decided to go find some shadows and explain the meaning of life. I never saw him again.
Well.
So, Igor, eat well, don't do drugs, and you should be just fine. That's it.
Wait, you had me walk all the way out here just to tell me that?
No, what kind of idiot do you think I am? I've been putting together this compendium of herbs and mushrooms for some time. Take it. They'll be calling you the Red Forest Chef in no time.
I could have just read this in the Never mind. Thanks, Mikhail. Appreciate
Na jó. Zseni. Szerintem érezték a játékkészítők is, hogy igen, tehát hogy ezek az upgrade-eket, hogy csak így végighallgasd, hát olyan üres. Jó, ez tetszett így. Ez így jó. Na maradt egy képességpontunk, ami majd az AK-ra fog rámenni. Upgrade-eltünk ugye akkor, ami nálunk van cucc, az... Ja, ezeket hogy nálunk maradt, amit felszettünk. Értem. Jó, ezeket lerakodom, és akkor megnézzük, hogy van elég infónk arra, hogy lefolytassuk az utolsó nyomozást. Ha van, akkor tök jó. Jobbá. Képeket tekintve, vörös erdőben mindig kell 3. Lakónegyed megvan, központban 3. Ja, még jó pár kép kell, ja. Azért még mindig nincs elegendő infónk. Szerintem egy nyom, vagy egy tény kell, és szerintem lefuttathatjuk. Vagy hát, igazából a tények pirosak, a nyom meg zöld, úgyhogy valószínűleg kell egy tény. Remélhetőleg a következő nap akkor ezt hozzá el nekünk. ...27. nap reggele. Ezek a kb. Egy hónap, amíg vissza tudjuk szerezni Tatjával. Azért az már idő. Jó, na rádió valaki? Nem. Tarakán se. Olga? Olga.
Igor, I need to tell you something. Remember when you asked me why the lurkers stay away from our village?
Igen.
I wasn't entirely honest with you.
Ezt sejtettük.
All right.
I don't know exactly how it works, but Matvey has a way of keeping these creatures at a distance.
Valószínűleg meg lesz
He has
utolsó
a
eszközünk.
strange powder. It calls it dust, but it's secret. Only a handful of people even know it exists.
Dust. Why are you telling me about this?
Because I can see you for what you are now.
And what's that?
A forthright and honorable man. Maybe a little awkward in social situations. Anyway, it'll help us in your heist. You should get your hands on some as soon as possible.
Nagyon jó, tehát akkor elméletileg meg lesz az utolsó eszközünk. Egy tény kell, hogy meglegyen a... mondjad már, nyomozás. Ja, egész jók vagyunk. Legyünk nyitottak, na. Ez ez az eszköz kell állni, úgyhogy legyünk nyitottak.
Well, if it works, there must be something to it. I should definitely look into it.
You should.
Okay.
Oké.
I'll check it out first chance I get.
Köszönjük. Más valaki? Szerintem akkor nem. Így van. És így van. Megvannak az eszközök. Akkor nem értem. Hát az, hogy nem mondta, hogy néz ki és hogy hol keressem, az azért nem gond, mert hát ott lesz valószínűleg a településükön. Oda megyek. Hogy hívták a csávót? A csávót, akit végül nem öltünk meg, ő ott maradt, beszélünk vele valószínűleg, és akkor ő elmondja, hogy mi az, és megmutatja. Tehát, hogy annyi info elég, hogy van poruk, mert tudom, hogy hol laknak. És oda megyünk, és jól elbeszélgetünk. De most lehet, hogy csak... Én kezdem azt, hogy lehet, hogy szimplán csak bugos a UI, mert ugye akkor is 3 eszközt mutatott már, amikor csak 2-ről tudtam. Úgyhogy lehet, hogy ezt már bejelzi annak, hogy megszerezzük a port, mint 5. eszköz. Na mindegy. Ez már csak részletkérdés, de szerintem ez lesz az utolsó. Oda megyünk mi. Jó. Van egy kérdőjeles. Ez érdekes. Szerintem elküldöm Oliviét a kérdőjelre, csak nem esik baja. Híres utolsó mondatok. Te levadászod a szörnyikét, jó napot kívánok. Szedjük össze azt a port.